here we go. We got done chopping hay here last night. It's looking like it's gonna rain. But we are now set up to try cutting some wheat. We're gonna go down the road here a couple miles. And we're gonna go ahead and try to cut some. It's not quite ready, but we need to try it anyway. Just to make sure everything's ready to roll, and just we've got to start somewhere. So it might be 17-18%. I looked at some wheat earlier that looked like it was farther along from the chopper seat, but when I actually chucked some off by hand, it didn't seem to be as ready. Everything's kind of running along at the same pace here. So Alex and Sarah, they ran over to Kenworth and picked up the Peterbilt. They're getting that married up onto the all-electric trailer. They're switching tires over on silage trucks right now, the trucks that we're going to use for wheat. We covered the bunks this morning. We got that done before it got too awful hot. And we've been a couple hours here just kind of dotting our I's and crossing our T's. So, Sarah's behind me with the grain head. We'll pull into the field. She has to do a drive-by, turn around and come back through. We'll couple the head onto the machine. And then she's just going to kind of wait in limbo to see what we're going to be able to do. And she'll bring the grain buggy down. And then we'll have the guys bring trucks down as we need them. It's a little overcast. There wasn't any dew this morning. And it's not supposed to rain till tomorrow night. Jared's a little upset with me that I'm starting to cut wheat. He said, frickin' straw's gonna get wet. I said, well, if it doesn't rain till tomorrow night, you'll have it baled before then. So, we'll see how she rolls here. We'll kind of give the old combine a workout and see if the work that we did this winter panned out. You can see we've got nice clean windows. Jacob washed the windows on the bin and on the back of the cab. We've got our tarp installed, and there's still a fair amount of light coming on into it. So it'll be interesting to see how fast it unloads now that it has all new auger flaking. I don't suspect it's going to unload any faster. The flating wasn't really wore all that bad. But, yeah. So, we'll be to the field in a minute. So here is the first field that we're going to try. It's about, I don't know, 12 acres. And then there's another 70 or so in behind it that just continues on. So Sarah's going to have to run down to my uncle's barn, turn around, and then when she comes back through, we'll be able to get coupled onto the head. Father's been down here doing some driveway work. So there goes Sarah. She's just got to turn around because that head is on the cart the other way. So she can actually pull right into this driveway and go around that power pole. Where'd that bulldozer go? Make sure I don't back into that. Wouldn't be too good. Alright, that's my father there. He has been working on this driveway, so he was back in behind us, looking things over. And we'll see how things go here. Got a few things that aren't quite right yet, but we'll have to adjust them as we go. So we'll get fired up here and I will join up with you guys in a little while. Well, this is the first bit going in to Ben here. Well, I'm coming up with 13% moisture on the meter here. I don't know as if I can believe that, but we've got to get things adjusted here yet. And yeah. Well, we've just brought our auger out, and Sarah's running the grain buggy, and this will be the first that we've unloaded this bin since we've done all that work. So we'll see how things go here. I'm not going to unload on the go because I want to look at things a little bit here while it's unloading. So as soon as she gets pulled into place, we'll start offloading onto her. Pretty decent wheat here. We get our outside rounds done. When we get into the middle, we'll actually see what we've got for yield. So she'll get pulled in underneath there. Let's cross our fingers. Hopefully we have the augers timed correctly. Acts as though it's unloading the way it's supposed to. If we didn't have them timed correctly, it would have bound itself up, would have sheared pins off, and we would have had a fiasco on our hands. We've got a little bolt hole right in the center there that we probably should wrap some tape around. The one thing I want to do is I want to change that boot a little bit. I want to put a double flap of rubber over the end of that boot. If you recall, when we did corn last year, we blew the end of that boot off several times because that hole that the corn exits out, or the grain exits out, is not big enough to let it exit. This has got the high speed unload on it, and that's probably just a regular standard boot. So we'll get this offloaded and we'll get back with you guys in a little while. We've got 2 trucks down here. They're going to bring the Peterbilt down with the Aulick trailer, and we'll kind of show you what that looks like when we get moving along here. You guys haven't already seen that, but yeah. Perfect. All right. Pretty good. I just want to back up and make sure we ain't got anything leaking on the ground from the grain tank. If you recall last fall, we were leaking a little bit out around the sump on the grain bin. So, doesn't look like we have any weed on the ground there. So that's good. showers coming in behind us. Andrew's up ahead of Jared baling. And we're going to try to see what we can't get picked up here. Cut and picked up.
At truck 9, or should I hold off for a bit?
Before it starts raining. Yeah, why don't you hold off? It might stop. Yeah, you never know. So we've got a couple sprinkles on the window. And the sun is shining this way. However, it is black that way. So they're in behind us picking up bales as we move along here as well. And just have to see how things roll here. Be a good time to put the drone up, get some combine action, some baling action, raking, picking up bales, but I don't need to have the drone out while it's raining. Alright, so we'll see how we make out. We ended up putting all new knives on this head this morning, along with all of the guards. I put new knives on it last year, new sickle bar sections, and I thought the guards were only a couple years old, but they were put on 4 years ago. And we had the light duty ones on there. We put the heavy duty ones on there, and they should last a little longer. So we'll keep at it here. Got the sprinkles. Alright, so we have gotten just enough rain to stop things here. Jared has got Andrew stopped. I haven't seen an increase in moisture yet on the grain, but I can tell that the straw is cutting a little harder. So it looks like we are shut down. Sarah ended up canvassing, rolling her tarp over on the grain buggy, and we're quite a ways away from the road. That's why we have this tarp on the combine. Actually, I think I'm going to make another swipe down through here. If I can go the whole length of this short round, that'll be good. I don't want to stop halfway down because that'll be awkward. But we're going to keep at it. They're on the other side picking bales. It is raining that way. It's a little more pronounced on the windshield. We have picked up a 0.5 point of moisture. I want to get to the end of this land right here anyways. And yeah, so we've got a sprayer track here. 1/2 of one anyhow. Gained another 10 points. Another 1/10 of a point rather. So we'll get to the end and we'll have to call it quits. Last thing we want to do is plug up the combine with wet straw. But it's cutting anyway. Got trucks in behind us over there. They're making their way up across. We just gained another 1/10 of a point. We are at 11.76% moisture on the grain coming into the combine. Another 1/10, 11.84. I don't think I'm gonna make it to the end, but we're gonna see. About out of battery here too on this freaking camera, but oh well. Oh well. 12.1%. What the heck this is?
I'd way more.
12.3% moisture. Might have to turn my wipers on. Looks like Andrew might be getting wet on the old 4320. Grain buggy's behind me. Baler's behind grain buggy. We've only got 100 yards left to go. 12.63% moisture. And we've got our tarp on. So that's what makes it nice. You'd have to run to the road, get emptied out so that you wouldn't have all the grain that's in the combine get wet. 13.66. Still cotton good though. Well, 14.12. There's Jared with the baler. He'll run that home. Get it inside. 15.69 on the last 100 foot. Alright. We'll join up with you when we get back at this here. It's raining even harder. Okay, folks, so we will jog back to where I got my truck parked. We'll get on out of here. Now, we used to farm this. This was land that we bought from my uncle. And I've been in here ever since I was a kid. We used to farm this north and south. There used to be a hedgerow that ran down in through here somewhere. It was broke up in a couple of different fields. There was another hedgerow that ran about up in front of us here that way. And we have an access point to get in here over on yonder, and another one way down at the end of this. So now that we're farming it this way, we've got corn on that side, wheat on this side. It was all one crop here for the past couple years, and we wanted to split it so that we could have something to put manure on every year. In other words, we can put manure on this before we seed it, and then we'll have that far end, that'll be corn for 4 more years, and then we'll flip-flop. We'll go back to this being corn, and we'll seed the upper part. So we used to farm this up and down the hill, and it's not all that steep. We're going to be farming this crossways, so there is one entrance there, and we are going to drive over to the other one. We'll get up on top of this hill here, and we'll kind of show you what things look like going back the other way. So we're supposed to get rain tonight and tomorrow. We were half-assed contemplating whether or not we should have even started cutting wheat here yesterday. But what I combined here yesterday, Jared cleaned up here a little while ago. That's why he came over into this field here. So that's cleaned up. We've got a few acres on the ground here. We'll just have to tip it over and let the sun dry it out. So yeah, we used to farm this up and down the hill, and we're right to the top here now. And yeah, so well, this is what this looks like going back the other way here. Load of bales leaving the field. And we'll follow this tractor road all the way back on yonder. And we'll jump in my pickup and get on out of here.